Good morning and welcome to a day in the life of a reseller. I wake up at 6 a.m. every day and I make myself a cup of coffee. Then I go into the rad room and start doing my listings. I just like to get them out of the way as soon as possible. So I grab all the stuff that I'm going to list and I've already pre-created all the listings the day before so that it's an easier process to list them today. So I go on to List Perfectly, which is the platform I use to both create and cross-post all my listings. I do have a link for 30% off your first month if you also want to check it out. I've been using it for 3 years. And so I just copy the listing I created yesterday onto all of the platforms that I want to list it on: Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, and Depop. And then I just fill in the blanks. I have a way more detailed step-by-step process on how to do this in a different video, and I will add the link here as well if you want to check that out. I now list 10 items a day, and it takes me about 30 to 45 minutes to get these all listed. Now I will say, listing is not a fun process. It's tedious, but it's gotta be done. And really make an effort to list every single day for the algorithm because it does affect your sales. List Perfectly is also great if you get a return because then you've obviously deleted the listing from all the other platforms and now you can easily just search it back up and repost it without having to retake the photos or create the listing again. Then once I'm done with all of my 10 listings, I shut everything down and I go and make myself my breakfast smoothie. I make this smoothie every single day and it consists of half a banana, a few strawberries, 4 seconds of water from my fridge water, 1 big spoon of Greek yogurt, half a tablespoon of peanut butter, 1 scoop of protein powder, and half a cup of some good old oats. And then you just churn it up because it is a smoothie after all. And I do make one for Will as well because it will be kind of messed up if I only made one for myself. And now, of course, we are heading out to hit up Goodwill. All right, just pulled up to Goodwill. Let's go. I got a good feeling about today. Some days just, you got a good feeling. Alrighty, I just walked in half an hour ago and my cart is full of shoes and clothes. And I just kept finding things that I didn't even have the chance to record because I was just grabbing things. So, I've looked up all of the shoes. So let's go through them first. First up, the sole gives it away. I missed this one on the first round around the shoes because it was like this. But obviously once you see this, we got a pair of Lululemon shoes. Now this exact model we've sold before. If you can see it, these are kind of dingy. They're supposed to be white, but they're looking kind of yellow. In good condition, these sell for around $40 and they're $7. Well, all the shoes are $7 besides one pair. But I have a feeling these are gonna clean up really nice in an oxy bath. You know I'm not a fan of cleanups when it comes to shoes, but after just discovering and utilizing OxyBath, which is hot water with OxyClean, you let it soak and you just use a toothbrush over all the darker spots. You let it soak for another 4 hours, rinse, and boom, done. It sounds like a lot more work than it is. So I might still just pick these up, to be honest, even though I normally don't. So that's one. Continuing off with the white ones, we got a pair of Nobles. These are super lightweight. These also need an OxyClean wash. They're not as bad as the other ones, but these are kind of good money, I'm not gonna lie. By the way, if you want to find the exact model, because you can't just search up Noble shoes, they have models. Use the Google app and take a photo and it pops up. I'm gonna pop up the comps for all the shoes here because I forget what they all go for. I think I can get $50 for these if I can whiten them up a little bit. Moving on to the biggest shoes we have here. These I found in the glass cabinet. It's way over there. And they are priced up items. And well, you can obviously see these are a pair of Nikes. pretty good condition besides the yellowing sole. These are priced at $14.99. Now when I look up the comps on these, it's all over the place. So I'm a little bit unsure about these. Some are selling for $25, some are selling for over $100. So yeah, not too sure about these. Maybe. And $15, you know, I want to make sure that I can get enough profit. We got a pair of glittery, cute little SAS shoes. These are in excellent condition. This is a low-key Bolo brand, by the way. Even the super plain ones, the leather walking shoes, good money. And these are a pair of women's shoes. There wasn't that many comps with the glitter, but I am definitely picking these up. Then we got a pair of Stacy Adams leather loafers with the little tassel action. Now these aren't just leather, it is genuine snake leather. Honestly, the comps are okay on these, sell-through rate not great. But because the condition is so good and there's barely any wear, I will be picking these up, and that's the only reason I am. Because these are probably going to sit for a while, unless I get lucky. But look at this. Wow. Then we got some more Oxfords here, and let's just start with these first. Not Oxford. But these are a pair of GH Bass Wee Junes. So flip it around, and on the bottom sole there, you can see it says Wee Junes. All of these that I have looked up at least sell. I'm not really sure why. So these are leather, very plain. Now some of these have a model name. I couldn't find one on these in particular, but just looking up the GH Bass Wee Junes leather loafers, there's more solds than listed. And that's what you like to see, because that means there's a high demand for these, and that in turn means a quick sale. Then we have a new shoe brand, Bolo. Never heard about these before, but I saw the Oxford shoes, and obviously I have to look up Oxford shoes. They're the same brand, and it's called Taft, T-A-F-T, leather Oxford shoes. There's not that many listed, but they have a really good value. Handcrafted in Spain. And another pair right here. So I got two of them. Okay, that was the shoes. Haven't even gotten into the clothes yet. Let's just move to a different location. There's people walking by. It's giving me anxiety, I'm not gonna lie. I always try to go to a spot where there's like nobody, but anywhere I go, people will go where I am. It's not to be where I am, I'm not saying that. They just always want to go and check out the clothes where I'm at. Can you relate? Hey, Will. Alrighty, moving on to the clothes. First up, a bread and butter, but the sell-through rate is great, meaning quick sale. We love a quick sale. It's Beretta, and this is a camo shirt, obviously. Should be about $25. It does have the stitching here that a lot of like the hunting, the shooting shirts have. Kind of looking for a camo name. Advantage Max 4. So add that to your listing for SEO, that's search engine optimization, just so more people can find this exact camo style for those who are looking for that. Then we have an LL Bean flannel lined bomber jacket. This piece is stunning. Men's medium, it is so clean, $5.99. Looking at the comps, I think I can get 40 since the condition is so good. Crispy cheese, clean. Then we have a leather jacket. So it is genuine leather and it is Wilson's leather and it's got a satin lining. This piece is really nice actually. It's got more of that classy look, very sleek, minimalistic, nice cream color. And I actually found this exact one multiple times in the sold listings for $40. So we're gonna pick this one up as well. And then last but not least, we have another Wilson's leather. This one has the Thinsulate thermal insulation and it is heavy. It's probably over 4 pounds. It's got the belt and it's like a coat because it's slightly longer. And another thing that I liked about this one, I opened up the belt here. The closure, it's a snap button. You can pick if you want it here or a little bit more snug here. And then the belt will cover this if you don't want to have it as snug. Thought that was really neat. And they only want $5.99 for it. Love when they don't price things up. Here's the back. It's got like a different pattern over the shoulders and then the rest is the regular leather. A very nice piece. This one might take longer to sell, but I am willing to wait a little bit longer for items that sell for more. So that was just an amazing haul. I was in and out in about an hour and a half, and now we're heading back home. All right, it is photo taking time. I have my standing flat lay station ready set up with the lights. I got 2 on the sides and 1 at the top. And then I take photos of a full body, a close-up, then I do of the tag itself with the size, then I do the measurements. We got the length and the pit to pit. And then if the materials were not listed under the size, sometimes it is, then it's on a material tag, normally inside the bottom of the side of the shirt. And then obviously don't forget the back. A lot of sellers don't include the back. I do it because you never know if there's a stain on the back, and if there is and you don't have a photo of it, you didn't disclose it, and now you're going to get a return. And no one likes a return, obviously. And then I just repeat this process for all of the items that I am taking photos of that day. I do try to take photos of similar items, so I just do long sleeves one day, I might do jeans and pants a different day, jackets a separate day, and so forth, just because it increases your efficiency, at least I think, that's what I've heard, and so that's how I do it. The standing flat lay station is honestly so great because you don't have to bend over and hurt your knees or your back by taking it on the floor where you have to bend over the item. So I highly recommend, if you can, to set up a standing flat lay station. I have all the materials that we use in a video. I'll pop up the link here. And if you're just a little bit handy, you can definitely set this up by yourself. Back to the photos. To maintain 10 listings a day, I obviously have to take photos of at least 10 items. But today I did 15 because, you know, I'm on camera. And now it's time for some shoe cleaning. Remember the oxy bath I was mentioning earlier in the video? We're about to do it. So I take some hot water and fill up the sink. Then I grab some OxiClean. Now I don't know why, but my soap is all lumpy, so I just gotta grab a piece and crush it. I also added another stain remover. Not really sure if it helps or not, but you know, it can't hurt, right? Make sure that the oxy soap is dissolved before you put the shoes in. Then let it soak a little bit just so it gets all wet. Take a toothbrush. I take a soft one. And even if you're annoyed with someone living in your house, don't take their toothbrush. And I just start lightly scrubbing the shoes, just a little bit everywhere. And I do this for each shoe, obviously. And then I let it soak for 4 hours. Then you do another little scrub, just like you just did. You let it soak for another 4 hours. You do a last little scrub, and then you finally rinse the shoes thoroughly and let them dry. So hours later, I'm checking on the shoes and they are already looking way cleaner. And so I rinse the shoes and let them dry up. And here are the final results when they are all dry and ready to go. I wasn't that impressed with the soles on the nobles. You can see it still has some of the discoloration, but the fabric was great. The Lululemons also cleaned up kind of nicely. They still have some discoloration, but definitely better than what they were. And it definitely added some values to the shoes, or rather, they're no longer devalued because of the discolorations that it had before. Moving on to the last task of the day, we got creating listings for the next day, setting yourself up for success for the next day. And I do this while watching Wild Drift. First thing I do is open up the photo room app just so I can create a background for all of the front photos. You don't have to do this, especially not if you have a clean background like I do. It's just a preference thing. I just like to have that off-white background for all of my listings so they're all looking the same. Photo Room has a free option, which we started out on, but we upgraded to the Pro version because of the batch option. And also we use it a lot for thumbnails for our YouTube. I like the fact that I can make a change to a photo and then copy that change onto all the other listings. And then you just save all the photos, they get downloaded to your album, and then I transfer all of my photos to my MacBook and I start doing my listings. With List Perfectly, I like to use older listings that are similar to the new listing I'm about to create as a template. So I just exchange the photos, obviously, and then I just edit the description and title. In the title and description, try to have as many relevant keywords as possible. I remember my first 50 to 100 listings, I didn't have that, so I had Adidas Athletic Skirt, and that was it. We had it for 2 years. The more relevant keywords you have, the more opportunities the buyers have to find your listing. And then I scroll down to add the price, so that's ready to go as well. Hit save and preview, and now the listing is ready to go for tomorrow. And then I repeat this process for the next 9 listings. And that sums up one of my days as a full-time reseller, because yes, not all my days are the same. Then I sit back and relax and enjoy the rest of my day, as it's only about 2 o'clock. I can't help but think about Will, who's still at work until 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end, and hopefully it gave you a little bit better insight of what it's like to be a reseller.